Hey guys, so big news today. I am actually selling my Ford Mustang Mach-E. Which is really unfortunate, but EVs are not for everyone. And in my situation is changing very quickly, and an EV just doesn't work for my lifestyle right now. So you're probably wondering why I'm getting rid of the EV. So a little bit of a background. I actually got a promotion at work, which was really nice, but I'm also transferring to a different state as well. So for that promotion, well, currently I'm looking at homes and rentals in the new location, and none of them really come with a 240 volt plug in the garage. So that's going to be a major issue, really, because you can only get so much power out of a 120 volts outlet. That's pretty standard in garages. So you're only going to get like 3 miles per hour of charge, which is really, depending on your situation, really isn't too bad. Well, in my situation, we're talking, I'm going to be driving about 50 miles one way. It's all interstate driving. And then, so it's basically 100 miles round trip. So usually 100 miles round trip with the Mach-E, no issue whatsoever. In the summer, I'm getting well over 300. The highest I've ever seen and gotten was 352 miles on a full charge. So that's not really too much of an issue. Now, the issue really comes in is, where am I supposed to charge to get actually fast charging? Or faster charging, I should say. And then the second thing is, well, in the winter, when my efficiency is really bad, because I'm going to be using the heater and the battery wants to be at a very specific temperature, using more electricity, well, how am I supposed to get all that energy back? Because this is, basically a 100 kilowatt battery. So I need to be able to get back a decent amount of energy per day to be able to make it to and from work every day. So I went on the Tesla forums and I've been scouring it like crazy. So I found like some Model 3s and Model Ys with the resistive heater for the cabin. And so I was looking at comparisons between that and the Mach-E, because I'm moving back to Illinois, and Illinois is just, their winters are brutal. You get like -10 degrees Fahrenheit, long stretches of just brutal cold. Well, I'm just gonna say it, like, the EVs are not efficient for colds. They just really are not. Everybody knows that. Well, on the Tesla website, everybody is saying, well, you'll experience about 40% loss in range, anything really at 0 degrees Fahrenheit and below. So that's going to be my situation. So with the Mach-E, if I'm looking at 300 miles on a normal day, then that means I'm going to get 150 miles per tank, per charge, to be able to go to and from work. Well, as I told you, my round trip is going to be 100 miles. So I'm going to have 50 miles left. So what does that actually mean? That actually means that I really need a half a tank or half a full charge per night to be able to make it to and from work. Well, with a 100 kilowatt battery, I need at least 50 kilowatts worth of energy per day. And with a 240 volts outlet, that won't be an issue whatsoever. But that doesn't work with me and my current situation, because it's not available to me. What I could do is, I downloaded every single app from ChargePoint and EVgo, and to see if there's any 240 volt chargers near the rental that I'm going to be renting. And there's not. So, okay, that's out. I can't do the 120 volt because it only gives me basically 3 miles per hour of charge back. And each day I'm going to get, roughly 40 miles back, when in reality I need way more than that, especially burning through efficiency like crazy. And then the last thing is to do fast charging. So on my way to and from work, there is a fast charger at a local Walmart, and I could do that. But as all Tesla owners and EV owners know, that famous statement in the manual says, do not use superchargers or fast chargers frequently because it degrades the battery heavily. And this has been confirmed across all Tesla forums, across all EV owners. We all know this. Well, you're only supposed to use fast charging, supercharging when you're on long road trips, or seldomly, really. Well, in my situation, I would need to use it every single day. That's going to degrade the battery tremendously. And really, I'm also going to have to stop for 20-30 minutes per day after work or before work to be able to charge. It's just really, really inconvenient. And that's why I'm saying that EVs are really not for everybody. It really depends on your situation. If you're able to charge at home, that's perfect. And another thing too, because I did, like I told you guys before, I reserved the Model Y, but I rejected the delivery. I just wasn't really happy with the interior. I saw a lot of pictures and I just assumed like, okay, you know what, it might look better in person. It's just my take that I just did not want to spend all that money on an interior that I'm going to be sitting in all the time and not really like it. So that's why I went with the Mach-E. So I even went on Tesla's website for the superchargers, and just like the fast charger at Walmart, they did have one going to and from work. But again, I was going through the Model Y manual and it still says do not supercharge as your sole source of charging. So honestly, in my current situation, an EV just is not practical. It really is not. And it's very unfortunate because I have to actually get rid of, you know, my favorite car, but it's not really too bad either. So what does this mean for the future? So I today am going to pick up a dad car, which clearly I have a car seat in the back, so I'm a dad. I'm going to be picking up a Honda Passport because I'm going to be doing all these miles and I want something that's really affordable for gas mileage and it's going to be reliable, especially, you know, Hondas are extremely reliable, just like Toyotas. And I chose that car because of those different items. Another thing is the resale. So as you guys know, I actually reserved the Cybertruck, it seems like years ago, and I actually think it is a few years ago. And it hasn't been, you know, delivered or made or produced, anything like that whatsoever. And then I also reserved the Ford Lightning. So both these vehicles get about 500 miles full charge when it's nice out, really. And that's what their EPA's, you know, certified to, or at least they're estimated for right now, which is going to be great for me because even in the winter, even if we both say, hey, they both get 400, let's just say. In the winter, you're going to get about 200. And these things are still about, I would say, at least 2 years away. It's going to help my situation completely because in about a year, we're looking to buy a new home. And once we buy, I'm going to install probably a very large, like either dual 240 volts chargers or something like that in the garage to be able to charge such a large battery, either the Cybertruck or the Lightning. So this actually helps my case because I'm going to get this Honda, use it, put some miles on it. And then once the EV truck comes in, then I'm going to be situated where I can get back into the EV world. Now, what does this mean for this EV channel? So what I want you guys to know that I made plenty of Mach-E videos already. I just really need to find the time to edit them and then upload them. I scoured all the comments to see what you guys wanted to see in the Mach-E before I kind of got rid of it. And so I have all those videos already made and I'm going to just start uploading them, you know, once a week or once every 2 weeks, really. And another thing that I'm really super excited about is I've actually been working with local dealerships at the new location to say, hey, check out my channel. And is there any EVs that I could actually borrow and then review and kind of do all of that good stuff? And I actually have a few dealerships that I'm working with. And once they get some EVs in, because of this chip shortage, it's pretty brutal, I'm going to be starting to branch out my channel and start making some more of those videos. And then the last thing that I'm actually really excited about is I'm constantly looking at and reading EV news on a daily basis. I want to know what the next technology is, what is Tesla doing today, what is Ford doing, etc. Well, I want to actually start putting in my comments and my opinions on these news channels and these news articles. So I'm going to actually start brainstorming and getting some of these videos out on how I think or where I think the EV world is going, and especially with my background in automotive, and aerospace really doesn't help too much, but just the engineering field, I can tell you that right off the bat, we need better high density batteries. It's just what we need. Like in my situation, getting 50% loss in range just because it's cold outside is not going to help us move to a more sustainable future. So we really need to correct that. And then, as you guys know, motors are really efficient. They're upwards of 99% efficient. So there's not really too much there you can, you know, make more efficient, but there's ideas out there how to actually get that 1% as well. Yeah, and with my background, I want to discuss that and I want to give you guys all that information so you guys can learn as I'm learning and really get an insight into the EV world. All right, guys, so that's my spiel of why I have to get rid of my Ford Mustang Mach-E, which is going to be extremely sad to see it go. But it is what it is. And again, it doesn't fit my lifestyle anymore. And I'm looking forward to the future. And I'm really looking forward to getting an EV truck. And I'm really excited to see where this channel is really going to go. So if you guys can give me a like and a thumbs up and subscribe, it would help me out tremendously. And I really would appreciate it. All right, guys, take care.